Hi everyone, I am Priyanshi and in today's lesson I am going to talk regarding vocabulary. So students, if you want to know more information related to your IELTS or English learning, then do like and hit that big fat subscribe button and don't forget to hit that bell icon. Students, your one like and one subscribe is motivating me to find out more and more information to share with you. Now, let's first understand what is meant by vocabulary. So students, learning vocabulary is a very important part of learning the language. Because if you are knowing more words, then you can easily able to understand what you hear and read. And better, you will able to say what you want to while you are speaking or writing. And students, one of the writer had also argued that without grammar, little bit can be conveyed. But without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. Students, now let's understand importance of vocabulary. I am going to explain you importance through some reasons. So now let's begin with the reason number 1, and that is your vocabulary improves comprehension. Students, if your vocabulary skill will be powerful, then it will be easy for you to understand textbooks and novels. And definitely you will able to answer all the questions of comprehension in a given time period. Let's see reason number 2, and that is vocabulary is also important in language development. Why? Because I have noticed that students who develop rich vocabulary tends to be deeper thinkers and can also express themselves in a better way. And this improvement will help them in a reading as well. This improvement will also help them in academically and communicatively. Reason number 3, that is communicating ideas. Students, if you are knowing range of vocabulary, then it will helpful for you to communicate in a best way. Because if you speak right words when you are talking, then that will make you an effective communicator. And students, if you are knowing range of vocabulary while communicating or writing, then at that time you will get a good ideas to make it more interesting. Reason number 4, that is vocabulary improves your expressing way. Students, if you are knowing range of vocabulary and if you have good collection of vocabulary, then you can easily express yourself while you are talking, speaking or writing. So students, as I have explained you in detail about importance of vocabulary, so now I am going to give some tips to remember vocabulary. Students, if you want to remember the learned vocabularies, what you're supposed to do is repeat, repeat and repeat. Now, you all will have questions that why repeat, repeat and repeat. Students, there are different types of ways, but this is an excellent way of remembering the learned vocabularies. So now, let's say I am a visual learner. So I am seeing and remembering. So first of all, I am going to give some tips for a visual learner. So for that, tip number 1 is posters and sticky notes. Now you all will have questions that how to learn through posters and sticky notes. So students, don't worry. I am going to say how to learn through posters and sticky notes. Students, simply what you have to do is just stick posters and sticky notes where you are going 3 times during a day, so that you can visualize it 3 times and you can easily remember it. And students, you know the most important thing, that by doing this process you can learn at least 5 to 10 words each day. But remember the important thing that I have told you first, that all you supposed to do is repeat and repeat. Otherwise you will lose your vocabularies. So students, what you have to do is just go through all the vocabularies which you have learned from Monday to Saturday, and on Sunday revise it. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is for good artists. Now student, if you are a good artist, then you may draw and can remember it. Now all the good artists will have a big question mark, that how that's possible. So all the good artists, don't worry, I am going to suggest that how to remember vocabularies by drawing. Simply, let's say you are learning a word called a dog. Then what you have to do is draw the face of a dog and write over it dog, so you can easily remember it. Now let's see tip number 3, and that is learn vocabularies through academic way. Students, from my point of view, it is the best way to learn and remember vocabularies. Because by learning through academically, your English fluency will also get increased. So it is the best way. Now you all will have questions that how to learn vocabularies in an academic way. So students, simply what you have to do is just frame a sentence of the word which you want to learn. Let's say I am learning a word called pretty. Then I will frame a sentence that I saw the girl in a garden and she was looking pretty. So students, I have suggested you 3 different tips to learn and remember vocabularies. And now I am going to suggest you another way to learn and remember vocabularies. And in this way I am going to suggest 6 different points to learn and remember vocabularies. And by applying these steps you can easily learn and remember vocabularies. Point number 1, that is forming the sentence. Students, as I have explained you in tip number 3, that you have to form a sentence for the word you are learning, and I had also given example of word pretty. So as the same way you have to work on point number 1, because it's an excellent way of learning and remembering new vocabularies. Point number 2, that is grammatical variations. Students, you have to learn grammatical variation because it's a magnificent way of learning and remembering vocabularies. Let me give you an example so that you can understand how to learn grammatical variation. So student, let's say you are learning a word called beautiful. So you need to know its grammatical variation, like its verb form, noun form and adverb form. So students, for the word beautiful, its verb form is beautified, its noun form is beauty and its adverb is beautifully. So students, learning the grammatical variation of the word you are learning, it's an excellent way of learning and remembering vocabularies. And learning the vocabularies in a grammatical variation will also increase your vocabulary collection. Number 3, association and connections. Students, you have to learn association and connections of a word you are learning. Let's say you are learning a word called beautiful. Then you need to know its synonyms and opposite. For the word beautiful, its synonyms are pretty, good looking, attractive, gorgeous, etc. And its opposite is ugly. Students, by learning like this, you will get to know more and more words. And while you are speaking, you will able to speak effectively because you are knowing more words. Point number 4, that is carry a notepad with you. Students, nowadays carrying a notepad is not working much, but most of the youngsters are using smartphones. And in your smartphones, you all are having a very good facility of making notes. So students, you can easily make a note in your phone of the word you are learning. As well, if you come across the unfamiliar word, then you may make a note suddenly to remember it. So student, making notes is a very good exercise of learning and remembering vocabularies. Point number 5, that is making flashcards. Students, by the game of flashcard, you can easily able to revise all your learned vocabularies. Simply what you have to do is make a flashcard. Now I am going to explain how to make flashcard. So student, first of all, take a chart paper, do the equal pieces of your chart paper and write on the one side your learned word, and on other side you have to write its opposite, synonyms and sentence. Students, after making flashcard, you have to arrange it on your table, and after arranging, you have to take one of the card, see the word and its synonym and opposite will flash on your mind. And after that, you have to check it out that what is flash in your mind, is that right or wrong. Students, it's an excellent game of revising your learned vocabulary, and the best thing is you can play this game with your friend, family, relatives and everyone. Number 6, learn word again before you forget. Now, most of the English learners, when they learn new word, they get happy that wow, I learned new word. But after some time, they completely forget it. Well, you impressed yourself that I remembered. But after a couple of days, when you will try to remember it, trust me, it's gonna little bit difficult for you to remember it. Students, like there is a saying in English that use it or lose it. So what you have to do is use the learned words in your routine life so that you can get used to by it and your forgetting problem will get decreased. Students, I hope that you have understood me and the information which I have provided to you that may helpful to you, and you may open your door to the future to get a successful career with Jai Maharaj EduFocus Private Limited. So students, for more information or any query, feel free to contact Jai Maharaj EduFocus Private Limited. Contact details are given below. Bye.